because the government do not take any notice whatsoever of the petitions that have been done. We need to have a physical presence out there to show that we are bothered, we do care, and we support the staff, because the staff, I feel so sorry for what they've had to go through.
We've got a CCG who, it turns out this past few days, are the worst in the country, and they don't want to spend their money on our essential services. I'm not sure why, I don't know what their agenda is, but we're still trying to find that out.
I've done a lot of the research for the legal side, and basically just trying to find the facts and the figures that the TSA and the CCG are bearing their proposals on, which actually they don't add up, none of them add up. They've got it completely wrong. In that they haven't done any risk or impact assessments. They haven't listened to anyone. They haven't listened to any concerns from the parents, from the staff. They're not listening to the clinicians. Definitely not listening to the clinicians.
I'm just a founder member of Support Stafford Hospital Group, and try to get the word out to everybody what's happening with our hospital and in this town. I believe that a county town such as Stafford needs acute services on its doorstep and not up the other end of a motorway, especially the M6. There's 39% of people in Stafford who do not have transport. So what are they going to do when they want to visit their relatives, or they need to get to hospital in an emergency? What are they going to do? There's 39% who haven't got cars. The ambulance service for the West Midlands is absolutely on its knees. And the people that we're dealing with, they would know exactly what's happening with the ambulance service. So for them to say we have the ambulance service that will be at your beck and call, I'm afraid is impossible, because they haven't got the ambulances there to do that.
Because we're on the M6 corridor and it is frequently closed because of crashes, accidents happening, and all the B roads are completely bumper to bumper and it's gridlocked. And you know, in an emergency it's very, very difficult for the Blues and Twos to get up to North Staffs or Wolverhampton with a very, very ill patient on board.
The drivers and the crews of these ambulances aren't being allowed to talk. They're not being allowed to say what their shifts are like, otherwise they will lose their jobs. They're doing, some crews are doing between 12, 15-hour shifts a day with no breaks. It's dangerous when they're driving at high speed on a blue lighter. So for me, if they throw that at me as an argument, I'm sorry, I'll throw it straight back at them, because I'd like answers. I think as a town we'd all like the answers, and why they're not looking at this before they decide to move our acute services.
And this is what it comes down to. It comes down to the greed of them, how much money this costs and how much money that costs and who wants to provide what. But they have not listened to us once.
Well, this is the first time that we've done anything like this as far as the CCGs go, because we've always had meetings with them. We've told them what the community want. 50,000 people marched. We've had a few meetings where the CCG said if the community want paediatrics and maternity, that they would listen to us, but it would mean that it would be a conversation about what other services we could lose to keep maternity and paediatrics. That was actually said to all of us in about 2 meetings we had with them, and they've decided to ignore what they'd said, and they have not come back to us to say that they would look at having paediatrics or maternity. So for us as a community, and we are looking after our own backs, our own safety, because nobody else is, we feel now that we have to turn our eyes on the CCG, because they're the ones who have to commission the services. And we're being told by them and Mark Hackett at Stoke that they do not want to commission the services from Stafford. It's nothing to do with safety. Our hospital is safe. Our maternity has always been safe. We have one of the best in the area. Our paediatrics is safe. It never has. It's been nothing else. That is one of the best in the area. You only have to look at all the statistics around to tell you who's running well and who isn't. So they can't use that word to us. And for me, marching up to the CCGs, letting them see us, will just say, you know, push it home to them. You cannot do this to a community. You've got to start listening. It's our money. The cheek of it all is it's our money. It's in our NHS, and we're not having a word or a say in it. And we should have a say in how our money's spent.